Alrighty, we are back, and I bring to you some very interesting news. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but I kind of told you so 3 months ago. Do you remember when I said this?
I genuinely can't see how you will be able to compete with the likes of the next Fight Night, which I'm sure is in the works. A new Fight Night game only needs to utilize the same engine they're using for UFC 5, and once that's released, I'm not sure how Undisputed will be able to compete.
Well, the official UFC 5 reveal trailer looks absolutely spectacular. Now, despite not showing gameplay mechanics, it does showcase the game engine being used, and the variations of light casting, shadow placement, those small details like ambient occlusion, which create appropriate shadows in tight spaces such as your nostrils, your ears, in between your mouth, makes this in turn one of the best in-game graphical engine demonstrations I've seen in a very long time. But the question I throw to you is, did you watch the entire trailer? And I don't just mean where they showcase the reveal of Fedor, the last Emperor Emelianenko, the greatest fighter of his decade. I'm asking, did you see the last 8 seconds? Well, if not, let's break it down. EA Sports have revealed that if you pre-order the game right now, you will gain early access to the game, a Bruce Lee bundle, as well as the ability to play as Mike Tyson and the ability to play as Muhammad Ali. Yes, EA Sports have licensed to Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Now, of course, for those who played UFC 4, the argument could be made that they've included professional boxers in the past, such as Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, and they were playable solely within the cage. EA did not include a boxing feature. However, we have to consider that Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali are legends in boxing. Do you really envision EA including Muhammad Ali to solely fight in the cage? In UFC 4, EA included a mode called Kumite Fight Mode, as well as backyard fighting. So we know that EA are both open and capable of extending the fighting genre outside of the UFC. If they have their hands on Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, legends in the sport, what mode do you think they'll include for UFC 5? If you didn't know already, Dana White is the UFC. He is the mascot, officially the promoter, and Dana White's first love was boxing. During his run with the UFC, he tried to break into the world of boxing, but claimed that boxing was rife in politics and therefore it wasn't worth the endeavor. I think one of the 3 scenarios are highly likely. We either get a mode entitled something of the likes of Dana White's Boxing, much like we have Dana White's Power Slap, which will allow us to play as the UFC roster, only throwing hands. Scenario 2, EA have included Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali to gauge interest from the public, to determine if it's worth the investment creating and releasing a new Fight Night game. The last scenario, EA have analyzed the initial hype that Undisputed was able to attain upon release. EA are aware of the slow progress that has been made and are looking to capitalize. And if you pay attention to any sport EA get their hands on, the competition is nowhere in sight. Case in point, video game company THQ created the greatest UFC game ever made, UFC Undisputed 3. It was adored by its fan base, including myself. Yet even with that success, EA Sports pulled the rug from under them. EA do not welcome any competition. But Undisputed should be fine, right? They at least have the PC demographic, right? EA Sports have confirmed they have plans to port this to PC. Like I said, EA do not like competition. Now clearly, Undisputed do not have an exclusive license for Muhammad Ali. So how does that translate to every other fighter they have license for? Simply meaning that if EA choose to include a boxing mode in UFC 5 or move forward with the Fight Night sequel, would Undisputed have a leg to stand on if they share the same roster? The last point I want to emphasize on is this. Now consider that UFC 5 will be released at the end of October. The notoriety that Undisputed attained from all these streamers who gave them a shot because, like myself, they saw the potential in the game, these streamers, I guarantee, will be solely focused on UFC 5. UFC 5 is using a new engine. I've heard through the grapevine that Marshall Mind has been offering them critical feedback to ensure it surpasses UFC 4. What that means is the fighting mechanics in this engine will be more than satisfactory, and it won't take EA more than a couple of months to refactor that same engine to create a Fight Night sequel. So what do you guys think? Do you think I'm way off? Do you think this will just be your standard gimmicky bundle playing as Muhammad Ali in the UFC? Or do you think, considering EA have stated already that Fight Night is simply on hold because they're focused on UFC, that EA will use this opportunity to reclaim the sport of boxing, which gave them much notoriety, now that they know there is an audience, this satisfied with what is currently on the market. Let me know your thoughts. Also, I will be reviewing UFC 5 on its release, so don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you guys down in the comments. Peace.